The token?
Yeah.
I have never been in a token like I never been involved this much in a token ever, and ever since I've been in crypto, I just sorry guys, I'm a little side talker.
Go ahead, Ozzy.
Hey man, I got a small bag in here,
Okay.
close to maybe, let's say maybe 10, 12K. You think I'm gonna be able to get a yacht with you lot?
I missed the boat with ship, and I wish I got a ship early during this primitive development, and I missed that boat, and I refuse to miss this one. I'm telling you, I'm not selling a dime. I don't care if I have to hold for a year or 2 years.
Whatever.
It's gonna be there, bro. Because I'm telling you, man, it's gonna pay off.
I'm sick of being mortal, I'm about to be a savage. I see a lot of things that I want, I will have them. I got a new mindset that I just established. I'll march through the cold with the nails on the pavement. I'll shovel that coal just to get out the basement. My story will be told, helping others make changes. I'll be so bold, they will watch in amazement.
Am I gonna face it? Am I gonna chase it? Am I gonna start or will I keep waiting? Time is limited, quickly fading. Get my mind right, it's my time to take it. Am I gonna face it?
Or will you fucking fight back? Or will you fucking fight back? You ain't never ever gonna break it. You can never beat them and they're better than you face it. Thinking that they giving them, you're not thinking straight, kid. No, they don't give a damn, you got what I'm saying? I'm not fucking playing, I'll give it to you straight, man. There's too many others and you're not that great, man. Stop what you're saying, stop what you're making. Everybody here knows that you just faking. Nah, I don't wanna hear it anymore, I don't wanna hear it anymore. All these fucking thoughts, they are not what I need anymore. I'm about to shut the motherfucking door on all you poor ass haters with your heads in the clouds. Talking out loud so proud, you better shut your goddamn mouth before I do more, speak out. It's about to head south.
Never gonna make it. There's no way that you make it. And maybe you could fake it, but you're never gonna make it. Aren't you just gonna take that? Make them take it all back. Don't tell me you believe that. Aren't you just gonna take that? Or will you fucking fight back? Fight back.
Welcome back to the channel, guys. This is Pablo Crow, and I hope you guys are having a fantastic fucking crypto day. Like always, bullish on crypto. Crypto set me free. Well, the market's green today. That's good, right? That's good. A lot of you guys think that was the bounce, and we're gonna go to new all-time highs and all that great stuff, right? Personally, once I take my market profits, my crypto profits, I tend to just stick with what I did. So I believe that we already hit an all-time high, and that was that. So we'll see how things play out, though. I mean, I could be wrong. I could be wrong about the market. I mean, it hasn't happened yet. So I don't think I am, but I could be, right? There's always a possibility. Crypto is so uncertain. Nobody really knows when the top is or the bottom. All we have is an educated guess, and some educated guess are better than others. But let's talk about it. The super bullish. First of all, make sure that you guys hit the subscribe button if you're brand new to the channel. Some of you guys watching on X, a big shout out to you guys on X. Man, what a bullish fucking Monday. Not gonna lie, it is bullish. It is a good Monday. So make sure that you guys subscribe to the channel if you're new here. Let's see what's going on over here real quick. Make sure that everything's working. We are live. Let me pin this real quick. Let's fucking go. Let's fucking go. Obviously, we'll unpin it later, probably tomorrow, because we gotta keep the market analysis on there. Now, let's talk a little bit about this right here. I will build a bear market champions: social media, AI, and gaming. We'll talk more about that a little later today. But as you guys know, like, those are my 3 categories that I'm going to focus on 100% going into 2026, because AI is going to have a breakout. Like 2026 is going to be the AI breakout, where just fucking AI goes bunkers, right? Social media is going to be massive, because how do you spread news, right? Through social media. Social media has not failed in the last 20 plus years. It's been probably longer, honestly. Social media is how we get the information out to people. Like right now, you guys are watching me on X, or you're watching me on YouTube. Social media is so valuable, right? And gaming continues to climb. Every year, there's more demand for gaming. There's more demand, more players. Gaming, right? So those 3 categories, they thrive in any market, right? And that's what a good builder recognizes. A good builder recognizes that, it's not about hype for the first day, or hype for the first week, or we're just chasing a trend. I mean, all that stuff will eventually die out. It always dies. Hype always dies, right? Sure, you can make a few bucks here doing, chasing hype, but eventually you got to fall back to the fundamentals of actual cryptocurrency, right? And the fundamentals is to build, right? Imagine, for example, if Vitalik or CC or, Justin Tron from Tron would have that degen mentality, and would have that, just give me a 3x Pablo and I'm gone. You know what I mean? If those individuals had that mentality, we wouldn't have crypto what a crypto is today, right? You gotta have a balance. You gotta have the builders, and you gotta have the degens. You need both. You gotta have the degens, and you gotta have the builders, right? Personally, I want to be on the side of a builder. I've been a degen for years in the past. Made a little bit of money, but the real wealth that I ever made was building communities, building technology, building. That's where the real money is. That's where people can make some serious cash, like millions of fucking dollars. You don't make millions of dollars as a degen, right? As a degen, you go in there with $200-300, or even $1,000 being your max investment. And then you get out with a 2 to 3K, right? That's temporary gains. That's not real gains. Real gains are long-term accumulation over time, where you buy and you buy and you buy and you buy, and then it pays off. That's an investment, right? So trading, investment, they're 2 different things. And it's okay to be both. It's okay to do both. It's okay. Like I trade every day. Why? Because it's fun. I enjoy it. I enjoy trading. It's entertaining. But at the end of the day, I know that 1,000 trades is not going to equal one good investment. One good investment will perform 1,000 trades any day, right? One good investment can change your life forever. For you to score 1,000 trades perfectly is nearly impossible. You probably won't even be able to get 5 to 10 trades that are perfect, even with all the experience in the world, because the market does what the market does, right? But anyways, yeah. Anyways, if you guys do not follow me on X, make sure you follow me on X. Make sure, because look, let's talk about this right here. This is important. Okay. Where the hell did it go? I saw it somewhere. I lost it. Oh, right here. Okay. So if you guys were here on this live stream when we interviewed Ian, which was over a month ago, to be technical, it was on October 16, right? On October 16, I told, my friend Ian that I have sold my Bitcoin, my Ethereum, my Cardano, all my altcoins, Bitcoin and altcoins. I sold them all. It's at VeChain because VeChain, I mean, I bought it at the level it is right now. So why even sell it? I might round trip VeChain for the next 4 years, right? Not round trip. Well, yeah, because it did pump to 9 cents and then back down. So VeChain did have an alt season from 1 penny to 9 pennies, and that was it. And I honestly thought it would do better. So I held it through the up and the down, and it's fine. Sometimes, you can't get it perfect, but during this live stream, I told Ian that I sold my Bitcoin and my altcoins. Now, people thought I was crazy. They thought that, what was I thinking? We're going to 150. We're going to 200K Bitcoin. Why would you sell too soon? And the answer to that question is very simple. I bought super early. Like I was buying Bitcoin on the last bear market, which was roughly around 17,000. And if it hit 117K, I was up $100,000 per Bitcoin. It made 0 sense to risk all those gains for hope that it continues to pump, right? It makes 0 sense. And as we were going to the end of October, I knew that historically that was the beginning of the bear market. So I decided to follow history data. I decided to follow the cycles. I decided to follow, experience. And by following experience is when I decided that, hey, it's time for me to let my Bitcoin and my altcoins go. And that's exactly what I did. In fact, we'll play this video for you real quick. You'll see. Like myself, I'll tell you me. My Bitcoin and my Ethereum, I already sold it. I don't even hold my Bitcoin and ETH anymore. I have a little bit of Crow and VeChain. I haven't even touched my VeChain yet because VeChain hasn't pumped. So I'm not gonna take any profits on that yet. There's nothing to take. It's a fuck at the bottom, right? But like for example, like people that bought in Bitcoin at 70, 80, 90,000, they have to wait to 180. They have to wait to 200K to at least double their. You were probably buying when I was buying around the 17K. So we're up like a 7x on Bitcoin. It's like, well, do I want to risk my 7x or do I want to call it good for me? Like myself, I'll tell you me. So this right here was a month ago, October 16, when I publicly told everybody that I sold all my Bitcoin and my Ethereum. By then, it was still, Bitcoin was still above 105, 106,000 at the time where I made this video. And, we dipped all the way down to 80,000. Imagine 80,000, right? Imagine Ethereum not selling at 4,900 when it broke the new all-time high and holding it till now. You're already down 40%. It's a big dip, right? Now, a lot of people believe that it's a correction. A lot of people believe that, hey, we have these corrections, especially once we do the dead cross, usually tends to follow with a big bull run. Now, I mean, it is possible. I'm not saying it's not possible. If you believe that, then that's good, right? That's good on you. You believe that. But personally, I don't believe that. I am very confident that we already peaked out for the cycle. I am beyond confident. And I'm going to stick with my guns. A lot of people, they jump ships, right? As soon as we're bearish, everybody's like, oh, it's over. And as soon as it pumps, everybody's like, oh, we're back. But if you're a good investor and you're a good trader, you need to stick with what you agreed the first time. You can't be jumping ships every time it's good or every time it's bad. And that's the one thing that I really dislike about KOLs. When things are good, they're on the good side. When things are bad, they're on the bad side, right? So they're always chasing those clicks, those views, those likes. They don't really help you. Like, they don't tell you how it is. Like, I'd rather somebody just tell me how it is. Tell me how you really feel. about the market. Don't sugarcoat it. Don't bullshit me. Like, we're talking about money. We're talking about investments here. So tell me exactly how it is. And if they don't know, then why am I listening to those guys? If those people have less money than me, why would I take any type of financial knowledge from an individual that has less money than me? That's not logical, right? Personally, I like to follow big money. Now, there was a big sell that took place the first time on the first dip, and it was an old wallet, an old Bitcoin wallet, and he took billions, right, in that first dip. And I was like, okay, when it bounces back, if it doesn't break through 130, that's probably the top. So it came back and it didn't bounce through 130. So I was like, this has to be the top, but it has to. And when you zoom out, let me show you. When you zoom out on the weekly, because this is a weekly chart, when you zoom out, you can clearly see that top right there. We had that dip, that retracement right there around the 100K, 105, and then it bounced back to the 126. We're like, well, we had that double top, triple top going on in the 125, 126. So, sorry. So we when you had that first major run up from this point, which was 74K, all the way to 124, and we had that dip, and then we bounce back up, and then we dip again. Now, a lot of people think we're in the 1 wave, 2 wave, 3 wave, 4 wave, 5th wave. They think there's going to be another wave going on here. But I mean, right now it's just hopium. That's all it is, just hopium. That it's going to happen. There's really, if you really think about it, like where is the money going to come from? And the more you really think about it, you have no answer. Nobody has an answer to that. So what's going to happen is we're gonna get a lot of bounces right here. Every time we dip, you see that dip right there, and then we had that bounce. We're just gonna have those bounces all the way down till we find our floor. Now, a strong floor is definitely gonna be about above the 60,000. That's gonna be a very, very, very strong floor. I mean, I don't know if we're going to push through it, to be honest with you. That might be the floor. The last previous all-time high from the last cycle might be the new floor for this cycle. But I do believe that we're going to lose it, and we're going to come back down here to the 30K, 30, 40K. Now, this is a dream, right? This is what you call a wet dream for Bitcoin to come this low, right? If it breaks through support and falls back down to the 30, 40K, man, we are blessed. We are so blessed because we just got an opportunity of a lifetime. Because on this next run, I mean, Bitcoin can go to 300,000-400,000, right? And if you get it at 40K and it goes to 400,000, you just made 10 times your money. Let's say you buy 100K. You just turn 100,000 into 400,000 in profit, right? So that right there is life-changing type of money. Now, what needs to happen between now and that scenario, you need to find microcaps to make money. You need to find microcaps that can make you a lot of money between now and the time Bitcoin bottoms out, which will be roughly in 12 months. In November of 2026 should be the bottom or close to the bottom of Bitcoin. Now, whatever it is in November, if Bitcoin's sitting at 50K, 60K, even 70K at the time of November of 2026, then that's basically going to be pretty close to the bottom. If Bitcoin's still above 60K, 70K in November, I'm personally gonna wait a little longer and let her rotate till the end of Christmas, going into that to see how it holds during the holidays, because the holidays tend to be super bearish when it comes to stock market and cryptocurrency. They tend to be super bearish. That's why I have a hard time believing that we're in a reversal. Like, I have a hard time believing, because historically the holidays have been bad for cryptocurrency. Historically, for the stock market, the holidays are just not good, right? So it's hard to believe that we're in a massive reversal. It's hard to believe it. If we are, then it's going to be the greatest reversal in history ever. It's going to be the greatest crypto reversal that has ever happened ever, right? But do you want to bet your money on that, or do you want to follow the cycles and say, okay, look, instead of me risking my $40,000 that I have in Bitcoin, maybe I should just, wait till it settles down, and then I can buy 2 Bitcoins or 1 full Bitcoin instead of half a Bitcoin, right? Those are the type of things that you have to ask yourself, like, what are you doing? Now, personally, what I am doing is I'm going to make money in microcaps. Microcaps don't get affected by the market. The reason why they don't get affected by the market is because they're not pegged with Bitcoin. Now, obviously, whoever holds microcaps still has to be psychological okay with the market dipping as you're accumulating your microcaps, right? Because the only thing that can dip a microcap, it's the investor. That's the only reason, right? If Bitcoin can dump and a microcap can pump at the same time, like you can see Bitcoin collapsing as microcap is pumping. Why? Because this happens all the time. This happened a lot in 2021, 2022. Bitcoin was collapsing, and there was projects like Volt Inu, Tsuka, CoolDAO, and so many other projects that were pumping during that 2022 era as Bitcoin was trying to find its floor, right? So if we know that projects can pump during a Bitcoin crash, what does that tell you? That tells us that a microcap can move without Bitcoin, right? Bitcoin only affects the top, 100 coins, the top 200 coins. So let's say if you're holding XRP or Ethereum or anything in the top 100, then you're pegged with Bitcoin, right? And if you're pegged with Bitcoin, then most likely you're going to go down with Bitcoin. Now, if I share the screen right here, let me add it real quick. As you can see, we're a little above $1 trillion. Now, this 100 billion that you see here, it's been leaving and coming back. 100 billion leave the market, 100 billion come back into the market. Now, to me, that's pure manipulation. Pure manipulation of, whoever's running the show, which is in this case would probably be the exchanges. To me, is pure manipulation. Try to get everybody to foam back in, get everybody excited. We're a major reversal, and what's going to happen is these people are just going to keep getting wrecked, right? That's what I think is happening, because if you look, let me go back to the daily and share this screen. If you look at the daily, right here, you can see it. I mean, right here, when we dump, you saw that bounce. When we dump, you saw that bounce. You dump, you saw that bounce. You dump, you saw that bounce. And then you dump and you see this bounce, right? So you have all these dips with bounces all the way down as we continue to go on a downtrend, right? And every time there's a bounce, everybody starts screaming, altcoin season, altcoin season. They start saying that, oh, we're back. Everybody's excited. Personally, I don't think like that. I don't think like that. I think we're following this pattern right here, where your KOLs get excited every time it bounces, and they call it the altcoin season, and it bounces, and they call the altcoin season, and it bounces, and they call the altcoin season. We're literally following that pattern to the T. Exactly. If you look at it, boom, 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 all the way down on the daily. Okay. The daily tells you everything. Now, if you jump over to, like, let's say the 1 hour, then the 1 hour looks very bullish, right? You're like, no, we're climbing back. This is the reversal. But nobody ever really just zooms out and said, okay, I'm looking at the 1 hour. Let me look at the 1 daily and really pay attention to what the fuck's going on. Okay. So that's what I think. I mean, you guys can have your own opinion. That's the beauty of it. But as you can see right here, we hit that 89K. And we hit that resistance, that 89,000 resistance. Why? Because a lot of people were thinking that, hey, if Bitcoin goes above 90,000, then we're bullish again, right? And even if it goes above 90,000, I'm still bearish as fuck. I'm gonna tell you why. Because Bitcoin is going to be able to go up or down $5,000-$10,000 without a problem. It's gonna go up 10K, drop 10K, go up 5K, drop 5K, go up 7K, drop 7K. Those are gonna be just the Bitcoin swings. Okay, we're talking about a 7-8% swing on Bitcoin. That's gonna be very common, especially as the price continues to decrease. That $10,000 is not hard anymore versus what it was at 120 to go to 130. Now that 10,000 from there to there was a little harder than the 10,000 from 80 to 90. You see what I'm saying? So that's kind of the way I see it. I look at these hourly all the time. And every time we look at the hourly, you can see that it got blocked right there under 90K, and it's been dumping for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, going on 8 hours. What does that tell you? That tells you that somebody's fucking pumping the chart. And it ain't us. It definitely ain't us. Okay. These two candles that we had here on the daily, these boom boom. Yeah, they're strictly manipulating candles. But obviously, I mean, that's just me telling you what I see. Obviously, you might see a different thing. You might, have more experience. You might, you're probably richer than me. Who knows? But either way, I'm telling you what I see. Whatever information, whatever you want to do with that information, that's on you, right? Let's see. I just like to tell it how it is. And a lot of people, they like me more when I'm bullish in the market than when I'm bearish in the market. Now, I'm a moon boy, big time moon boy, right? Everything to the moon. I'm a big moon boy. But after I take my profits in the market, I'm no longer a moon boy. I'm more of a technical analysis. I'm going to market on the way down. I'm going to make money on the way down, more money, because I got to prepare for the next bottom of all these altcoins and Bitcoin, right? I got to prepare for that. That's why you prepare in the bear market, you take your profits at the peak of the bull market, and then you prepare for the next bear market. That's how you grow. That's how you duplicate your wealth. Okay. The hype and the excitement and the chasing, that stuff will break you, will wreck you every time. Okay. So don't fall into the hype. Yeah. Like we had a guy not too long ago go on the Telegram and tell everybody that the Solana memes are back, Solana this, Solana that. And it's like, look, man, Solana's taking a shit too. I don't even know what you're talking about. Right. Especially let's take a look at Solana real quick. I'm curious how they were talking, because I'm actually trading Solana right now. Okay. So if you look at Solana, and you zoom out to the weekly, and this will tell you a lot, right? You always go to the weekly. And the weekly, you had that all-time high right there around the 260. Okay. Last cycle. Now, if you look at that line, I mean, it's a straight shot, right? Look at that. Straight shot right across on the weekly. Okay. We hit that all-time high once. We broke it that twice, and we almost hit it that third time on the weekly. That's a triple top on Solana. A triple top, right? So you can't tell me that we're just going to keep pumping on Solana, because the chart is telling you that it's not. It's telling you that, hey, it's reached this point. Now you right here, you do have a strong support at this level, which is bounces off the 130. Okay, that right there is a strong support for Solana. Now, if Solana were to lose that support, the next small support would be about $80, $90. And then from there, we're going straight down to like fucking $20, right? Those are kind of like your levels for Solana. Now, if Solana loses this level right here, now, the only reason why it's holding this level is because it's pegged with Bitcoin. Bitcoin's holding that support, so Solana's holding that support. But sooner or later, if that support gets lost, then it's going to go down to about $80, $90. And once you go down to $80, $90, you know it's going to dump all the way down to $20 to $30. Now, why would you buy Solana at $140 when you can wait for a $80 Solana, or you can wait for a $20 to $30 Solana? See what I'm saying? So I tell you these things because at least I want my following to at least be more knowledgeable than a fucking than just a random guy on the internet that's chasing some moon boys that know we're in a bear market, but they just don't want to say it because if they start pushing bear market content, then they're going to lose views. They're going to lose followers. They're going to lose the thing that feeds them. Like, I don't depend on views. I don't depend on followers. I make my money in crypto, right? So I like to say it exactly how it is and exactly how I see it, because that's what's going on. As soon as we lose that 130 and we go below $100, dude, Solana's going to be in a lot of pain. Solana's going to be the worst dump out of all the altcoins, the worst. Solana will dip the most. Isn't that crazy? Why? Because Solana has the less liquidity than XRP, less liquidity than fucking BNB, less liquidity than Ethereum. Solana has the least liquidity out of the top 10. So Solana will pump the hardest and will also dump the hardest. Julio, is anyone actually watching this? Yeah, they're watching mostly on X probably. Julio's funny. But anyways, so that's what it is, right? And that's what's going to happen. As we look into Solana, that's what's going to happen. Now, a lot of people don't like to hear the truth. They're scared and they're excited and think they're going to have an extended bull run, but reality is going to hit them in the face, and reality is going to tell them that, hey, you need to understand that Bitcoin was made on a 4-year cycle. There's a Bitcoin halving every 4 years. Every 4 years, right? Every 4 years, there's a cycle, whether you like it or not. Now, that doesn't mean that you disappear right now. It means that you find yourself some good quality microcaps. Right now is the time to find microcaps. Make your money in microcaps. Don't worry about Bitcoin. Don't worry about Solana. Don't worry about XRP. Don't worry about these fucking coins. You will get a better price on all these coins. Right now, you need to focus on finding quality microcaps. We're talking projects that are under a 10 million market cap, projects that are tiny. They can duplicate you money. They can make you some decent amount of money. So then you can rotate those gains into the top 10. And when you rotate those gains into the top 10, that's how you get wealthy. That's how you make money. See, a lot of people think they can buy a shit coin and get rich. No, that's not how it works. You utilize a microcap or a shit coin, is what fuck you want to call them. I like to call them low caps because they're way down there. But you turn let's say your $10,000 to 50, right? And then you take your 50 and you're invested into the bottom of Ethereum, the bottom of XRP, the bottom of Cardano, the bottom of BNB, and then you 10 times that. So now you turn your $50,000 to $500,000. See, instead of risking all your money on a microcap, you can duplicate it in a top 10. But you have to go through the process, and the process is making money in microcaps. Right? That's where you make the money. If you can figure out how to make a quick 5-10x on $20,000 and turn 20 grand into 200K fairly quick, you can take those 200K and put it into Bitcoin, and then 5-10 times from there. You see what I'm saying? I expect Bitcoin to go down to 40,000. That's my expectation. Now, can I be wrong? Sure, I can be wrong, but I don't think I will be. So if Bitcoin goes down to 40K, that means it's going to peak out somewhere between 300,000 and 400,000 next cycle. So that's at least a 10x. So let's say you have 200 grand that you made between now and the next 12 months, $200,000. You take the 200 grand, you move them over to Bitcoin. Bitcoin does a 10x. Guess what? You just made $2 million. Now, you're going to have all the liquidity to pull out the full 2 million. You don't even have to lose money because you're pulling that full liquidity from the biggest liquidity in cryptocurrency. So you can easily take $2 million and you don't even get damaged. You don't get hit by price impact. You don't get hit by nothing. It's a clean $2 million. But see, first, You need to find the microcap. You need to build a community. You need to grow that bag. And you want to turn it into that 100, 200K. And then after that, you take your profits, you wait, you just wait, you wait. You wait for Bitcoin to bottom out, and then boom, you're in. You just secure your wealth, just like that. Boom. It's so simple, but yet people have such a hard time doing that. Why? I'm going to tell you why. FOMO. Hopium. These are two things that destroy portfolios. Okay? Listening to the wrong person. You listen to the wrong person and you lose. Oh, but this guy said this. Oh, but this guy said that. You find out that they're actually in a third world country. You find that out like 3 days ago, that you've been listening to a guy that's in a third world country that probably thinks $100 is a lot of money. And you've been listening to this guy for the last 3 years about cryptocurrency. And you're like, holy fuck, right? Oh, man, I appreciate you. Thank you for the super chat. Munaya will surprise a lot of people. Don't fade this gem. I agree. In fact, we will be talking about Munaya here in a minute. But it's that simple, right? It's that simple. Now, how do I know this works? I'm going to tell you how I know this works because I already done it. In microcaps, last cycle, Voltinium being one of those microcaps, I made a lot of money. And there was a few other microcap coins that I made a lot of money. And rotating those gains into the top 10 was the greatest thing I could ever do. I remember buying Cardano at 20 cents. And people thought I was stupid for buying Cardano at 20 cents. I bought Cardano at 20 cents. It went to $1.20. I was like, I'm good. I'm happy. You turn 100K into $500,000 just like that, right? Crazy. Buying Ethereum at $900 and selling it around 4,000, 5,000, boom, bunch of money, just like that, right? Bitcoin, 17K, 117,000, boom, just like that. Crow, 5 cents, 40 cents, just like that, right? But a lot of those gains come from making money in microcaps. I'm not talking about you buy $1,000 in the pre-sale and you sell for 3,000. That's not that. Dude, you're shooting yourself in the foot. Okay, you need to go. Anytime you have an opportunity where you know that the project is not a rug, when you know the project is from a previous team that has results, when you're going into a purchase and you know that it's going to do some excess, when you know that, you come in heavy, right? You come in with a $10,000, $20,000 buy, because a $10,000, $20,000 buy does a 5, 10x, bro. You made your 200 grand just like that, right? But see, when you know these things and you still act like a scared degen, and you're only going in with $500 for $1,000 because you're scared, you missed an opportunity to walk away from your job. You missed an opportunity to really fully fix your life, right? It's crazy. In fact, let's take a moment and enjoy a little bit of monkey action. Let's fucking go.
Green candles rise, a vibrant hue, breaking barriers old and new. Decentralized, a fearless stand, power shifts across the land. From ashes rise a phoenix bright, burning through the darkest night. Digital gold, a modern gleam, living the crypto dream. Trend in the air, electric night, crypto pop, taking flight, diamond.
And we're back. Oh, look, we got this anonymous AA321 AOB guy. Bro, a lot of investors didn't sell Munaya from pre-sale. How often do you give a chance to new investors right now to buy the dip? I didn't like this vision. Jeets make profits, but us, nothing as holders. I like that. That's so funny. But let me ask you this, bro, Mr. 83321. Look, there's people that make money at the beginning. There's people that make money halfway through the project, and there's people that make money at the peak of the project, right? And that happens with every project. I mean, we're looking at Solana right now. Okay, we're looking at Solana right now. If you bought back here, you made money, right? This is that major run. Now, the people that bought here, or even at the beginning, and it dumped back to the bottom to the beginning, what happens? You have this long consolidation. In fact, let's put it on the daily, because the daily is more dramatic. Okay, you have this long consolidation. Look at that. Look at that consolidation. Boom, boom, boom. Look at all those days, all those weeks, all those months. Just bad, 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 bad. And you know what you do? You buy this shit. Why? Because you know it's eventually going to pump. You don't know when. You don't know how. You just know that it's eventually going to pump. If everybody knew you were going to get this pump, everybody would buy this floor. But you know what the problem is with people? The problem with people is that as soon as this happens, they're all scared. Fear. Your privates in between your legs start leaking based on fear. And you don't make a move because you just don't have the guts. So fear holds you back from wealth. So instead of buying this dip, instead of accumulating on this dip, you let it go by. You let it go by. And then what happens later, weeks, months later, this is what happens. Starts to climb, starts to pump. Oh God, we're back at $50. Oh no, we're back at $100. Oh my God, we're above $100. I should buy it. And then it does a 2x. A 2 fucking X when you were selling at the bottom. There's a 2x. And then you're mad the bull run is over. You're upset that the bull run is over. Now you talk about Moon AI. Let's talk about it. Same fucking scenario. Same scenario. Same scenario. For those that don't know, I am the main developer of Moon AI. This is my project. And yes, people that bought pre-sale, that bought at launch, they made money. Sure. They did good. I mean, look at this. They killed it. Some of them did a 4 or 5x. Good for them. But the real money is not made on that first couple of days, first week of nothing but pump. The real money is made here. Those that accumulate and accumulate and accumulate and accumulate and accumulate, and then all of a sudden, and it goes to numbers that people cannot predict. Same shit that happened in Solana. Look at that. You can't make this shit up. It happens every time. You have that massive pump. Some people make money. Others have to hold longer. If you don't like it, then quit crypto. It's not for you. You're not man enough to be in crypto. You're not, because this happens all the time. Now, it's going to happen again for Solana. This dump, it's going to happen again. And you know what's going to happen is people that bought around here are going to be crying about it. They're going to be crying about it. And even when it dumps back down to like $20, whatever it is that Solana is going to dump, you know what they're going to do? They're not going to buy it. They're going to be scared to buy it. They're not going to buy it. Solana goes down here at these levels. Those people that bought up here are not going to buy it because fear keeps them broke. Fear keeps them poor. So when you think like this is how you stay poor. You want to be poor, you listen to this guy. That's how it works. That's why you DCA, so you can get a better entry. Unbelievable, right? So I can't wait. I can't wait for Solana to go down here. I can't wait. Like I'm gonna buy so fucking much Solana, like so much Solana. I don't really care for projects in Solana. I just love the blockchain itself, Solana, because Solana has figured out something that other blockchains haven't been able to figure out. It's how to get people to gamble their money away 24/7, 7 days a week. I don't know how they did it, but they figure out how to keep the gamblers entertained. And we know that Vegas is one of the richest cities in the world. Why? Because people love to gamble. So as long as there's gamblers, Solana will always have pumps. Now, the same gamblers that will pump the blockchain are the same gamblers that are going to cheat the blockchain. That's why I expect Solana to have the most dramatic dump out of all the top 20 cryptos in the world. Solana's going to have the most dramatic dump because it has the most dramatic JITs. Okay? So, yeah, be ready for that. I'm excited to see how that plays out. But like I was saying, this is where you buy. Look, with every project, you're going to have the first week of excitement. Every project has that 1 week, or at least a good quality project. I can't say every project, but a quality project for the first week, it pumps. It does good. And some people make that 2x, 3x, 4x, 5x, and they're happy. They're happy that they turned their $1,000 to $5,000. They're excited. They're ecstatic, right? The real money comes in on that long consolidation period. Whether it takes a week, a month, 6 months, whatever long it takes. That consolidation is what makes you a lot of money because it gives you time to accumulate. It gives you time to position yourself in a great spot to make some gains. Like if we were to go to my other project, MemeLink, you would see that that's exactly what took place right here. Look at that. Look at that consolidation period. So beautiful. And if you zoom up, look, that guy that was crying, let me pull him up again. This guy right here, he's crying right here. Isn't that funny? That's where this guy is crying right there. At that little spot right there. That's where he's crying. And then you realize that people, that people made money on that little pump that we had in MemeLink at the beginning. That little pump. We had that pre-sale, and those guys, oh man, I'm so happy. I made my 2x, my 3x, my 4x. Thank baby Jesus. Yes, now I can afford my rent. So those guys are happy. They're happy. We made these people money, right? They're excited. And then what happens later? Well, the shit starts to pump without them, right? Oh, fuck. I could have waited a little longer. And I could have sold here. And then what happens? Oh, God, I could have waited a little longer. I could have sold here. Oh, shit. And then they miss on the real money. See that? These guys were selling under a penny. And crying on the internet. And just crying on the internet. Selling under a penny. We hit all-time high 3 times above the 27-30 cents, under a penny. They cheated under a penny. But you know what it is? You have to go through the struggles. You have to go through the consolidation periods, that sideways action. Sometimes it takes a week. Sometimes it takes a month. Sometimes it takes 6 months. That is the difference between an investor and a gambler. right? Now, think about this. To you, this looks like a gigantic pump, right? But what are you going to do? What are you going to do when this is a consolidation period? What are you going to do when this is a consolidation period? Huh? When you have this, what are you going to do when this right here becomes the consolidation period? See, a lot of people, I'm still holding, by the way, I just don't want jitters to profit again. This is my opinion. Well, your opinion sucks. It really does. I can't handle people like you. Can't handle people that cry on the internet. What are you going to do when consolidation looks like that for MemeLink? What are you going to do? What are you going to do when you see that thing cross $1, $2, $3, $4, $5, $10? What are you going to do? What are you going to tell yourself? What are you going to tell yourself when that takes place? Are you going to be happy that you sold at 20 cents? Are you going to be ecstatic that you sold at 30 cents? Are you going to be ecstatic that you took your 5x, your 10x, your 20x? Are you going to be ecstatic? Or are you going to be fucking depressed? Because you're going to realize your ass is broke, right? You're going to realize your ass is broke. And other people are going to make money. Now, when you look at MemeLink, you got to see the bigger picture of MemeLink, what we're building with MemeLink. We're building a social media powered by cryptocurrency, powered by blockchain technology, right? Yeah, sure. We're in the beta right now. Yes, we are. We're in the beta. So you're actually super early. We're in the beta, but you can see the progress. You can see that things are going in the right direction. You can see it. You can see the pictures. You can see the videos. You can see the likes, the comments. You can see all these things, right? You can see that it's progress. It's happening in real time. See, a lot of developers, they like to wait till the product is done, or they tell you, hey, we're doing a pre-sale for this project. You want to jump, and we'll come back in 3-4 years and show you how it went. With MemeLink, we're doing everything in real time. So you can actually go create a memelink.com account in the beta, and you can watch the little process, the little updates that happen weekly, every day, once a month. You can see the changes. You can see the progress little by little. You can see how the social media is starting to get better. Now, you're going to wake up one of these days, and you're going to find out that it's in a position where we can put it on the app, and we put it in the App Store. And next thing you know, you're going to go to Apple and download MemeLink and have a full-on social media. And you're going to ask yourself, holy fuck, I saw this at a penny. I saw this at 10 cents. I sold at 20 cents. Before you know it, we have 10,000 users, 100,000 users, 1 million users, 10 million users, 100 million users. And what's going to happen? It's going to generate all that money. We're going to pump that chart to infinite numbers. And you're going to ask yourself, why didn't I buy this microcap? Why? Because I didn't like the guy that was talking about it. I didn't like his Tony Stark glasses. What was it? And you're going to ask yourself, like, why did I make a stupid decision? I'm not at least putting some kind of money in this project that has a legitimate product being developed in front of my eyes, something that is well needed in the space. We don't have a crypto social media that actually made it to the top 10. We don't have any type of crypto social media. In fact, we've been asking Twitter to take Dogecoin payments for the last 5 years, right? And Elon's too busy focusing on AI, focusing on going to the moon and Mars, right? He don't give a fuck about blockchain. So if he don't give a fuck about blockchain, who does? And then when you really analyze these things, then you're like, holy shit, Pablo Crow is onto something. And maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, maybe not in 3 months, but sooner or later, people will know that I've been right this whole time. People will know that I've been building the future this whole time. And they're going to FOMO in. They're going to FOMO in on top of my real investors and my real true believers that are accumulating $100, $200 a week, $300 a week, $400 a week, $500 a week. They're going to buy on top of those guys. And those guys are going to become the 1% of the world. And it's going to happen in real time. Real time. Okay? Real time. Oh, yeah, it's going to love it. So stop being a fucking Jeet, man. Stop thinking like a Jeet. Stop thinking like a broke-ass person. Start thinking like an investor. Start thinking like you're in crypto to change your life. You're in crypto to do something great with your life. You're not in crypto to make extra money. If that's the case, just go to work. Work overtime. Get a second job. Why are you even stressing with crypto? Because crypto is stressful. It really is. Why are you here if you're not here to change your life? Why the fuck are you in crypto? Makes no sense to me that people come in and just gamble every fucking day with no real intention of developing a future. Makes no sense. But hey, there's a market for that, right? There's a market for that. But the more you understand, the more it makes sense. When you think about Moon AI, you will know that Moon AI is going to be the main artificial intelligence for this social media. When you understand that, why aren't you buying Moon AI? Why aren't you buying MemeLink? Why aren't you buying any of these projects? Why? Oh, because he say, she say, they say. It's not real. Dude, it's in front of your eyes. Are you fucking retarded? It's right there. You can go to memelink.com and create an account. Like, people are just dumb. Like, they ask themselves, why are they broke? And you know what it is? They have an opportunity in front of their faces, like right there. And you know what they do? They go buy a shitcoin instead. Or they go buy something that dies today, that dies tonight, that dies in 3 hours, that dies in 30 minutes. And they ask themselves, why can't they have a win? Why can't they just win? Why, God? Why can you give me a win? Why? I just need one good win. And then you have this fucking guy on YouTube with fucking Tony Stark glasses building a whole ecosystem. And instead of looking at the positive and looking at the good of the whole scenario, you start pinpointing the negative stuff. Because that helps your life. It helps your life to be fucking negative. You know what? Fuck. Go to work and tell your boss he's a fucking idiot. Go to work and say, you know what? I don't like the way the ice cream machine works. I don't like the way the French fry works. I don't like the way I have to push the buttons in the cashier. I don't like it. Imagine having that fucking attitude at work. Your ass would be fired in a heartbeat. Get the fuck out of here, you broke fucker. Right? And crypto is no different. It's no different. When you focus on the negative follows you. That's who you are. Negativity is never going to help you win. So you have to focus on the positivity and the potential of your success. Now, what you do is you find a quality team, a quality idea, and you invest. And you invest, and you accumulate, and you accumulate, and you accumulate, and you accumulate. And eventually, one day, you can cash in and change your life. Isn't that crazy how simple that is? It's so simple. That's what I did with crypto.com. I just believe in the name, crypto.com. Chris didn't give me no guarantee that I was going to make money. He didn't tell me, oh, Pablo, please, if you buy this, I guarantee you'll make money. He didn't tell me shit. He didn't even talk to me. You know what I'm saying? But you know what I did? I believe in the brand. I believe in the narrative. I believe that crypto.com could become a major platform, a major catalyst in the world. And I invested in that. You go back in time, at 1 penny, you wouldn't think crypto.com is the future. You wouldn't think that. You wouldn't think crypto.com would become as big as it did. You go back at a penny years ago. in 2018, 2019, you wouldn't be thinking it's the future. You wouldn't be thinking that you're going to get a Crow card where you can go to the store and pay with fiat after depositing crypto. You wouldn't think like that. You wouldn't go to the Staples Centers that now is the Crypto.com arena at a penny. You wouldn't think that. But you know, people like me believe in the vision. We believe in the idea. And we invested. And we bought and bought and bought and bought and bought and bought. And one day in 2021, we made it. After years of accumulation, years of adding to our portfolio, years, we cashed in. I walked away from my career. I walked away from my business. I walked away from everything. And I haven't had a fucking job in 5 years. 5 years, I have paid myself $100,000 a year. And I have lived a phenomenal 5 years. In fact, these last 5 years have been my best 5 years of my life. You know why? Because I believe in something. Now you're out there in the fucking middle of I don't know what the fuck you're doing. If you don't believe in what I'm building, go find something else, but believe in something. Believe in something. Because if you believe in nothing, you will forever be nothing. That's how it works, right? Memelink.com. Remember that name. Remember this logo. Okay? I want you to remember that logo. Because that logo will be on the App Store. And that logo, every time you go and search social media or you want to update your Twitter, you're going to see that logo. And you're going to know that this man became a billionaire. You're going to know. And you know what you're also going to know? That you faded in ecosystem. That you have multiple opportunities to become a whale. Multiple opportunity to become, oh shit, king. Holy fuck. Give me a second, guys. I think I unplugged my sorry guys, I unplugged my freaking screen. I was like, oh shit, I kicked it off or something. But yeah, how much is that hat? This hat is not for sale. It's a one of a kind. It's a one of one. But I will eventually have some of these in the App Store. I will. One thing I can tell you guys, this is all I see. I know you guys see a different thing. I know you see something else, but this is all I see. As a developer of Memelink.com, this is all I see. This is it. That's all I see. Okay. When I look at my second project, and in fact, I'm proud to have multiple projects because I have multiple ideas. It all can't be done in one. Okay. You look at Moon, the AI for Memelink. Same thing. Let me show you. Right now, you're looking at this, and you're thinking, "Oh man, I don't know about this." Right? That's what you're thinking. You know what I'm looking at? I'll show you what I'm looking at. This is what I'm looking at. To me, it looks like this. Nothing. Nothing. Okay? Because nobody talked about Twitter when it was nothing. Nobody talked about Facebook when it was nothing. Nobody talked about Apple when it was nothing. Nobody talked about Elon when he was a nobody. Nobody did. But there was a small amount of people, a percentage of people that believe in the idea and the revolution of those projects. They believe and they bought and bought and bought and invested and invested and invested and invested. And before you knew it, those projects made them so much money that they did not know what to do with it. So today, my message to you today, okay? This is my message to you today. The market will not ever determine your wealth, okay? You buying at the bottom and selling at the top will determine your wealth. Because right now, we could have people that bought Bitcoin at 120 grand. And they're going to watch their portfolio go from 120K down to like 40,000. Those people are not winning. You know who's winning? The person that shows up at $40,000 and buys Bitcoin. And the person that bought at 120, he's going to have two choices. Buy at 40K or cry all the way up to 120. It's funny how people always say, Pablo, why can't we just pump forever? It's not how it works. That's not how crypto works. You pump, people make money, and then you dump. That's it. You don't like the pump and the dump? Then go back to work. Go back to being an employee and stay there. Stay there till you're 75, till you die at work. Or you retire and you die in 6 months. Go back to that shit. Because crypto is going to have ups. It's going to have downs. It's going to have ups again. It's going to have downs. And you have to learn to capitalize on the way up and to capitalize on the way down without emotions. When you learn those techniques, you will not have a job. You will be financially free. And you will sit in front of a fucking camera yelling at some broke guy that's crying because there's a dip. When I'm over here, like, I'm happy the market's crashing. Why? Because I'm shorting the fucking market. I'm making money as the market crashes. I'm happy it's crashing. When everybody else is pissed off, I'm ecstatic. I'm like, bro, I don't give a fuck. That send Bitcoin of 5K. I don't care. Why? Because I'll make money on the way down. Then I'll flip it over to buy more Bitcoin and run it on the way up. And as soon as you understand those scenarios, the more money you're going to capitalize. Because see, the problem is that people only think money's made on the way up. They don't understand that the real money's made on the way down or at the bottom. At the bottom. If my project did 150x, just be grateful you didn't buy it at 150x. Be grateful that you're buying it down at the bottom. Because somebody bought it when it was up 100x. Somebody did. Somebody did. And that somebody, well, they wrote it all the way down to the bottom. Okay? It's just what happens. You know? Think about it. If I, oh man, somebody bought it high. And then you know what happens after they buy it high? You know what happens after they buy it high? They sell. Somebody bought it here. Somebody bought it here. Somebody bought it here. And you know what they did? They sold down here. Buy high, sell low. Buy high, sell low. Why? Because they FOMO. Everybody's talking about it on the internet. Everybody's saying, oh, Pablo's doing it again. He's pumping the shit out of this project. Everybody should buy. When instead, they should be buying when it's down. But nobody buys when it's down. Everybody likes to buy when it's up. And then they wonder why they're fucking broke. They wonder why they don't win at crypto. They wonder why they're always losing. And I do my live streams and I tell them, look, you lose because you buy high. Stop buying fucking high. Buy low. And if you bought at the all-time high, then buy at the all-time bottom. And in fact, you should triple, quadruple, 5 times your bag at the all-time bottom. Because when it pumps again, guess what? You're fucking miles ahead. Guys, thank you for coming on the show. We will see you guys on the next one. Peace out.
The show is gone dark.
Round one. I know I had one right here. There we go. I'm going to be fucking rich. I'm going to be fucking wealthy. I'm going to be the person that I was destined to be. I'm not destined to be a fucking sheep. I'm not destined to follow people every day of my fucking life. If I want to buy that thing on the shelf, I'm going to buy it. If I want to travel somewhere, I'm going to travel.
Imagine being a young man feeling the world is cold. This is me, an immigrant at 5 years old. This is way before the Crow Show. I'm talking about a high school dropout, not knowing which way I'ma go. They thought it was easy, it wasn't easy at all. A father at 17, my problems wasn't resolved. I was locked up a couple of crimes, multiple times. There was no hope, I never gave up. One time I started welding, thought I had a career. Bought my first Bitcoin, 2015 was the year. 3 years after that I was introduced to the Crow. At that very moment I knew I wouldn't struggle no more. I did my homework, started accumulating some more. And accumulating some more. I bought a couple shit coins, reinvested in the Bitcoin. Now I got a multi-million-dollar business. Many have witnessed that I went from rags to riches. And I didn't have to steal. I was there when Volcano hit 250 mil. I can't explain how it really feels. I got another banger on the way, Promethean Prodigy. I got many people to come along and just follow me. While they was buying memes, we buying technology, waiting for the bull run to hit. Now ain't that some shit? I'ma be responsible for making so many people rich off of a couple flips. Never forget, I told you to buy the dip. Never forget, I told you to buy the dip.
There and you fight it in your head. You sit there and try to convince yourself that, oh, what if it doesn't work? Oh, what if I fail? What if this token doesn't do it? What if this happens? What if that happens? What? That's all you tell yourself. Those thoughts need to disappear from your mind. You need to block those shits, and you need to be like, you know what? Fuck you. I'm going to be fucking rich. I'm going to be fucking wealthy. I'm going to be the person that I was destined to be. I'm not destined to be a fucking sheep. I'm not destined to follow people every day of my fucking life.